seen things people wouldn't believe.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brian at Whisper Status 74. Welcome to the community. Welcome to the channel. If this is the first time you are seeing me, please consider liking and subscribing. We are real tech for real people. Today's video is a comparison of the brand new LG G2 Gallery series. It is on the far left at 77 inches as it's being compared to the also brand new LG 77-inch C2. This comparison is done at Value Electronics. A special thank you to Robert and Wendy Zahn of Value Electronics. Please check the description below for all their information, and please consider making your next AV purchase through them. A real treat to be able to compare these panels to you. Value Electronics has the G2 about 2 weeks early. They have the 77-inch available for sale. You'll see the 65-inch. Otherwise, it is not available anywhere else at the time of this video. You're looking at various content and demos. This is the demo material of good friend Jennifer Gala. Please check out her channel, Jennifer Gala, as well as the HDR Super channel. Now, I personally have the LG C2 55-inch. I personally feel that it is more vibrant than the OLEDs of the past. We also filmed a live stream, which I'll show you a segment of, that is also still available. I'll link that below as well. That live stream is nearly 2 hours long. But as we are here looking at these two panels, the LG G2 for me is more vibrant, a bit brighter, and a bit more detailed, and has a bit more color that is hard to show on camera. But you'll hear our discussion on the live stream, again linked below. And we also have some numbers from Dwayne Davis, renowned calibrator. Now, for me, the preliminary numbers of what these panels are showing don't really match what my eyes see. Same with the C2. Those numbers are found in its most accurate preset. For me, I wander through all the presets, and my view of it is more of the consumer that is actually watching these panels, not just measuring them. Those numbers will be brought up on our next live stream, so you can actually see them on screen. But I encourage you to watch the entire live stream to get that information directly from Dwayne. From what I see at home, the C2 is very vibrant, very detailed. I do feel the new processor is a step up. That is not just marketing, that is how I feel. I do have the LG CX, the C1, and the Sony A80J. To me, the G2 is, again, a bit more vibrant, a bit more detailed. What I like about the comparison is while they look very similar, that is more of a testament to the C2 than a fault of the G2. To me, the C2 just looks that good. Where the G2 does look a bit better, they are very close, which is actually truly better for the consumer in regards to if you want that little extra percent, then the G2 is for you, something that you want to wall mount and have it flush. But to be able to save money and have very similar performance or close to the performance, then there's the C2 right there. Also available in 42, 48, 55, 65, 77, and 83. I really wish I could convey to you what I see in person. Wish you guys could be there to see this demo material. The panels themselves look very different. The G2 has a wall mount, flush wall mount, which you'll see in Shane Spare Change's unboxing video. It has a silver bezel, much smaller bezel this time around, where the C2 looks like an OLED. You know, more of a darker bezel, minimalist, still silver, we can barely see it, with a more narrow stand. The C2 does look more like a standard OLED. It's very, very thin, where the G2, in order to be flush, is actually on the thick side for an OLED. But as you can see from the front, very, very minimalist. Now, keep in mind that we are filming this not in a completely dark room. You can also see the lights on are in the back, and at neither point do either one of these OLEDs seem dim. We paused several of these demos for long periods of time without ABL or ABSL kicking in. Now, the fact that these panels are out early and I'm able to actually film them for you is amazing and very kind of Value Electronics. Now, I know you guys hear their names a lot lately. I hear that a lot in the comments, but there is no showing you this kind of material anywhere else on this entire platform without their help. So it is an excellent collaboration, partnership, and friendship. Plus, I need to be genuine and honest with you and tell you what you see from where it's from, that it's being delivered from their location, from their store. Now, again, we're looking at some of Jennifer Gala's content here. It's exquisite. You'll be seeing a video on Jennifer very soon. Now, in order, like I said, to bring you these panels, the G series, 2 weeks before it's released, is amazing. Those of you that have followed me for a long period of time know that for years I filmed in Best Buy. So to be able to sit here with someone like Robert, Wendy, Dwayne Davis, Shane is an honor. And I won't shy away from that and pretend that I've discovered these on my own. So yes, you're going to hear their names quite often, and as it should be. Jennifer's content is exquisite. Now, when the 83-inch arrives, I believe they will mount that panel. But we also have the Z2 in a short period of time, which is the 8K amazing panel from LG, as well as the 90-plus inch G2. So chances are that'll be the one that's mounted. The panels you see in front of you are being calibrated and broken in. So everything unboxed is already spoken for. Being an OLED fan from the beginning, much like plasma, there was always that drawback of them feeling dim. I don't know, they're dim. And me being an LED fan forever and still wishing and hoping LED makes a huge, not comeback, but, you know, blows up. It's just hard when the contrast ratio is so evident. It's hard when you have pretty bright images against complete black. That perceived brightness. And now OLEDs are brighter than ever. If they reach 800 nits, even 900 nits, that's very, very bright for an OLED. And for me, in these numbers, I am interested on what they are in all presets, not just in its most accurate. So for me, as a consumer, I'm not always in cinema mode or ISF mode or those picture modes. Actually, I very rarely wander into those modes. I like standard. I like being able to change the image to my liking. And in doing so, not meaning vivid mode has not been on in this video yet. you can see what these panels are meant to do as far as their peak brightness. I mean, look how detailed they both are. Now, as I mentioned, they are very close, but for that person that really wants that little bit extra, the G2 is available. So for me, this comparison isn't showing what the G2 can't do. It actually shows what the C2 can do. Now, much like the G1 from last year, a lot of the brightness that you see in the G1 and the G2 is primarily in the specular highlights, which for me is as it should be. Those explosions, those sparks, that's the real HDR impact and peak brightness impact. Isn't the whole image being brighter? To me, that's not something that's very useful. It's when you see that splash or that explosion or again those sparks, that's when you can see the difference. But I do find the C2 that I have at home, even at 55 inches, to be very punchy and very vibrant. A real treat to see these at 77 side by side. A lot of work and time goes into bringing this comparison from both me, from Shane, from Dwayne Davis, from Robert, from Wendy. Now here we are towards the end of the video. I want to just show you a little bit of the body. I love the new gallery addition to all of the OLEDs. You can see here that I can show you the thickness of the G. There you go. So it doesn't really have that OLED look. But for those of you that aren't aware, the gallery series is equal size all the way down, unlike other OLEDs from Panasonic, Sony, and LG. It can be flush to the wall. The stand that you see the panel on is a stand that is something you can just put on. They sell those there. Well, the Sanus, I believe, is the name of them. And here it is out of the box. Shane from Spare Change filmed the unboxing. But that stand is just temporary, something that you can put it on and you can move it up and down. There are 3 stands available for the LG G2, which actually aren't for sale yet. They will be for sale, I believe, next week. Now here we are starting the live stream. This is the setup, getting the Spears and Munsell demo discs synced up. Again, the room is still pretty bright. The windows are closed behind us. The plastic is still on the panels. Now we will be doing more, as you see Shane there, more comparisons like this with the QD OLEDs, Sony A80K, X95, ZX, the Samsung QN90A, 98 inches actually behind these panels here. You can see it. You can also see the Hisense short throw projector on the left. Now in the comments during the live stream, you can take what you want from those numbers or from what you can see on camera. I am very open-minded. I don't have a particular company that I am just a fan of. So every year I'm ready to see something different. I felt last year the Sony A90J was the best panel. The best panel all around for me was the LG ZX, which was the AK. Spears and Munsell, again, exquisite demo material. But every year is new to see what is brought out, what the improvements are. So I always keep an open mind on what I see and what I hear. And then you can make a clear judgment on what you see. We can only describe so much over this platform, can only show you close to what we can see. Now, I say this in a lot of videos, but if you have a CX, an A80J, a C1, an AAH, an A9G, the improvements are subtle, but they are there. not meant to say you need to upgrade or get rid of your panels. I wouldn't really upgrade from any of those panels if you're going to stay at the same size. But we are enthusiasts. We are here for those little details. But for me, numbers, I've learned over the years, especially with LEDs, it's really more about what you see on screen in content. What you see in front of you with movies. Now, I wish we could show you movies. Unfortunately, due to copyright, we can't show you anything. But being able to pause these demos and really look at them is what it's all about. Is it night and day? It's not night and day. But a lot of times with the highest end performance, it is small percentages that we tend to chase. What I appreciate is the ability to make that purchase for the extra little bit of percentage. To have that option and not just be stuck at one. But I love what LG does is their C series, which to me was always their high end, but not stylistically. They always had the E and the Gallery series. But now to have the C series in this high to mid category is purely at price point and not at performance. Now, for me, being somebody that always wanted the C7 and the C8, especially at 77 inches, those panels were $16,000, $15,000. I believe the C8 at the end of its life was $12,000. Being able to buy 83-inch OLEDs for $6,000, while it's still expensive, it's still amazing that these prices are here. Now, they are 4K, but I think we've shown that with the larger 90-inch panels, 100-inch panels, 4K is here to stay. Now, I encourage you to go back or at least look in the description and check out the live stream, which is nearly 2 hours. It is unedited, and it is there in its entirety. Towards the end, you can see Dwayne Davis explain the numbers that he has found in the presets he has tested. But I want to be able to bring you a more condensed look at what we're seeing, not through the compression of our streaming devices. And I was honestly blown away by both. I encourage you to pick up the Spears and Munsell demo disc, run the tools, run the demo on both Dolby Vision and HDR10. And also check out creators like Jennifer Gala and her HDR Super channel. The HDR Super channel, you're able to show those videos without the fear of copyright. But this is the beginning of the TV season, guys, starting with the LG C2, followed by the LG G2. It's a great beginning to the season that we've already got you content where you can't find anywhere else, and you're also seeing comparisons that you can't see anywhere else. That's not possible without the help of Robert and Wendy. And to be able to go from filming in Best Buy for many, many years, been doing this for a long time, part-time, to be able to spend the time and to bring you this content, I'm very proud of that. And I thank you so much for being part of it. Thank you so much for your friendship, your support. But most of all, for your friendship. Let me know what you think in the comments from what you see here. And I simply encourage you to have an open mind, to trust your eyes, as we are going to have a very exciting year this year from all the top manufacturers. You're going to hear some sound in the back as my heat kicks on. It's about 3:30 in the morning as I edit this. But they do look absolutely stunning. As I mentioned, very close, but the G2 does take the edge as far as a bit more color, a bit more detail, and a bit more peak brightness or lumens. Very, very impressive, both of them. And that's a lot of TV right there. They're actually kind of angled towards each other, where if we laid them straight flat, they didn't look well on camera as they were hard. They kind of turned in, but they were just so large. A lot of the comparisons going forward with the QD OLEDs will be 55 and 65. Much easier to lay them right next to each other, or even on top of each other. There's Robert pointing out the differences as we go through the menus. All right, guys, thank you so much again for watching. Please check out Shane at Spare Change. Check out his unboxing, which should be either up now or up later this afternoon. He does the unboxing and the introduction. You get the details and the setup. Also, please check the link for the live stream event that we had done this comparison in detail, which is a few hours and is unedited. Again, special thank you to Value Electronics. And please check the description below, and please consider making your next AV purchase through them. Thank you for their hospitality and generosity. Wow, they look gorgeous. All right, guys, thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Love you guys.